What's up, guys? Welcome to Talk That Talk with your host, Anthony Yepes, alongside Allie Rubenstein, powered by Central Entertainment Group. We came up with this idea to do kind of like what we would, I think, call podcast shorts. Quick 5-10 minute topics of discussion that are just hot within the industry that we want to come to you guys with and see if you guys have additional thoughts and if you're thinking about it the same way we do, but open and honest conversation about different topics in very short form. So today what we're going to talk about is, should influencer marketing be a long-term strategy or not? Allie, what are your initial thoughts when you hear that question?
I think influencer marketing is a great sales catalyst. I think it's a great way to retain and obtain new and old customers. I think for a long term strategy, you have to re innovate your initial strategy and be able to pivot to the different platforms that influencers are activating on, but also maybe freshen up your roster of influencers as time goes on. But those are all things that we can dive deeper into throughout this conversation.
Yeah, for sure. When I think about the question of whether it should be a long-term strategy, I automatically think about, well, yes, right? And the reason why is because more times than not, a brand does not have enough internal resources to support their ongoing social strategy, right? So content is always going to be something that you need and something that you want. And when I look at the benefits of influencer marketing, that is a major hole that it can fill for you, right? And on top of that, more now than ever, I would say consumers want that authentic connection from peer to peer versus brand to peer, right? And if you're able to have an ongoing consistent influencer marketing program where you're injecting these individuals into your overall marketing strategy, then there's a lot of opportunity to really benefit from that in the long term, right? And I think what maybe some brands are afraid of is, one, the cost associated with that. But I think if you level out, other areas of marketing and factor in your budgeting to something where you're getting a lot of content back, you can leverage that content across your marketing channels, and also put paid spend behind that to drive direct sales and conversions, then you're probably spending a lot less money and getting more return by going this direction.
Yeah, you make a good point. You can grow a large audience with a small conservative budget through influencer marketing. And I think that's what a lot of brands need to understand. And we say it from where we're sitting. It's a very trackable progression. Month to month campaigns. It is very trackable to see what influencers converted well for you, which ones you want to continue using. And you mentioned a great point as well. Content and authenticity, two words that, in my opinion, go hand in hand. And the more an influencer is working with that same brand, it builds trust, not just between the influencer and the brand, but between the influencer's followers and the brand. And that's your target demographic, and those are your customers. And so by utilizing the social platform that you think will perform best for your brand and finding influencers that can help you be those digital storytellers, month after month, you can continue to scale and continue to see growth by using influencer marketing as your dominant marketing strategy.
100%. And then let's look at it from the other side, right? Because of course, we got to play devil's advocate. Not everyone's going to agree with how we look at it, but so let's think about the one off or short term version of influencer marketing, maybe month by month, or do a 3 month campaign. From our experience here at CG and what you've seen out in the industry, Allie, what would you say are the potential benefits in going those directions?
I think a short term partnership is the bait to acquiring a customer. And we mentioned this on our podcast recently. What is the difference between a client and a customer, or a repeat customer and someone that purchases once? I think it's really important for the brand to sit down and lay out what their goals are. And that strategy could be, let's do a one off campaign with an athlete, let's do a one off campaign with a celebrity and blow it up and get a magnitude of impressions. Or based on our product and who we know our target demographic is, let's run these month to month influencer marketing campaigns with the same pool of talent who's going to promote the same product with the same code. And maybe 1 month there's a holiday and we switch up the code and get a little bit creative there. But you have to know that approach and then figure out what worked for you 1 month might not work the other month, and really play on that and use your strengths and use your brand story and your ethos to pick the right talent that's going to promote your brand. So I think you could go either way. And I think it's just about, like I said, knowing your product, knowing your brand, and really testing the waters. And there's really no bad way to figure out how is my product marketable. And influencer marketing is a great test. And that's why we always encourage our clients to start with the test campaign. It's all about starting somewhere and seeing where you can grow.
Yeah, I can't agree more. And I think, no matter if you're going to go short or long term with your influencer marketing, always going to come back to make sure you do your homework. Make sure you're connecting and looking to partner with the right individuals that fit your brand and fit the audience that you're targeting. Make sure that you're capturing and collecting the data that's necessary to make those smart decisions. And look to build relationships with these influencers. At the end of the day, you are asking people to represent your brand, through their own brand, right? And it should be a mutual beneficial partnership. And no matter how long, that partnership is for, make sure you're doing your due diligence on the back end. But I would say that, you know, kind of echoing what you said before, Ali, that the benefit is that you get to test things out, right? And what I love about what we do here at CEG is that we always look to do a test campaign first, and I think that's so important because you want to make sure that the audiences that you are tapping into through these influencers do resonate with your brand and your product and your service, and you're able to maybe scale up from there if you are seeing the success that you're looking for. So yeah, 100% the value there with short term is kind of not jumping in too deep too fast, and setting yourself up for success because you're able to take that test data, and scale it up further. So definitely agree there. And I think where how we can just end it off here is, Ali, any last bits of advice that you have for brands that are trying to decide whether they want to go long or short term?
I think first and foremost, everyone should know out there that social media has become such a powerful tool. It is being used as a sales platform, a marketplace, and a business in this digital era. So, whether you are deciding to go long term or short term, the first thing you need to do is establish what platform you'd like to activate on, finding the talent that best associates with your brand and is authentic to your brand, and test out that short term partnership that could eventually become long term. Let's even take it a few steps back. Start with product seeding, start with the basics to see, are the influencers that I want to hire to promote my brand and tell my story the right partner, because they are a partner at the end of the day, to tell the story and bring it to life on that social platform. Sign them for a 1 month contract, sign them for a 3 month contract, and you never know. The sky's the limit. It could end up being a year. You could end up endorsing them. So I think there's really no wrong way to go. But like you said in the beginning, content is king. And the content that you can get from influencer marketing and from these partnerships, and knowing what to do with that content and where to put it, is by far the most important message that I can convey and that we can talk about and continue to talk about on Talk That Talk.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. Thank you so much for that, Ali. And thank you guys. That's all the time that we have for today. Once again, coming at you with these mini short podcast episodes just to hit you off with some great insights on some topics that are hot within the industry. So we'll see you guys next time. We got episode 3 coming up soon. Can't wait for you guys to tune in. See you next time.